Hi, it's Angela from Angela's Paper Arts. Last weekend I asked on this page whether people would like to see me assemble some of the new Paper Pumpkin Joy to the World kit. And I had a few responses and people said yes, they'd like to see me put a couple of the cards together. So I thought I'd share today and do just a quick live on how this kit does get assembled and also what's in the kit. For anyone that is interested in the kit, it will actually be on sale on Tuesday at 10% off. It's normally $37 and it will come down, take 10% off that for Tuesday for a sale we're having. But more importantly, let's get on to what's in the kit. These are the cards it makes, and there are two styles, and it's up to you whether you want the stripes you see, the brass stripes, whether you want them horizontal or vertical. Totally up to you. I actually quite like them vertical, but it's your choice. They're your cards. So you get 4 cards of this style and 4 of this style. And so let me just show you what is in the kit. I'll just keep those close by so you can see it. If you have any questions, I may not see them all while this live's happening because I tend to focus on the products. So just let me, pop the comments in below and I will certainly respond to you once this has finished. So in the kit, you do just get a flyer of what the brass sentiments are, because they are in 3 languages. So it's ideal if you are sending cards overseas to family and friends overseas, if they do speak another language, if they speak either French or German as their first language, you do get sentiments in those languages as well as English. And there's just a sample of what the cards look like as well. So in the kit, you do get a stamping spot. These are the same ink as what we have in our large standard size classic inks. So we're using just Jade today. It's one of the ink colours that we have, the 2020-22 ink colours. So that comes included in your kit. I won't open mine today. I will use the big one since I've already got it and it's open. But that is available, and in the kit I actually love these little stamping spots for when I'm crafting away from home. So I have them in a little container I got from Bunnings, and thank you Alison for putting me onto this container because it fits the little ink spots just perfectly. So you do get a stamp set included. I've taken the stamps off so you can see what's included there quite easily. And let me just grab a piece of paper to back that so you can read it a bit easier. I'll bring that a bit closer so you can see them all. So you do get the wreath. You'll get quite a few sentiments, quite usable sentiments. Merry Christmas, joy to the world, to you and yours, sending, wishing you a very happy Christmas, and plus a couple images. So you've got the little berries there that go around the wreath, as well as the floral image too. So those stamps are included in the set. I already have them mounted, ready to go. What you will need is a D block. So you will need to supply a block of your own. If you have bought kits previously, you will have had a similar block supplied and you can just reuse that. This was one I had out of a kit from last year, which I've just held on to. Alternatively, if you do have the Stamparatus, that's perfect for any stamping, a stamp positioning tool, and it's terrific for repeat stamping because you just open the lid, put on the stamp, close it onto your paper, open, re-ink, stamp, etc. So the Stamparatus is certainly one of my go-to tools, but for a kit, and particularly if you are using this and you don't have a lot of supplies at home as yet, this is a very handy tool just to have the D block that you can get, or as I said, use the one you've already had from other kits. So also in the kit, It will come all in this pretty tissue paper, all nicely packaged up. I've already rummaged through mine, as you can tell, otherwise I couldn't have made the sample. But I just wanted to show you how it does come in the kit. So you will receive some twine, which we use on both cards, one to make a bow on the wreath card and one to put as a decorative background. You also receive glue dots, which we'll use to attach things like the sentiments to the wreath, and also the floral die cuts that we'll attach to the banner as well. You will get some stamping dimensionals. These are the foam dimensionals which we have at Stampin' Up, and they allow for your cards to have some dimensions. So let me just see if you can see how that's all been popped up. And so it's not just a flat card, it's all been raised up using the dimensionals. So I'll just set those aside for the time being. Also in the kit, I'll take the plastic off so it doesn't shine on you. There are, and I'm not sure if you can see that, I haven't quite got my lights right today, but these are embossed. So there's a small square one which gets used on the landscape card, and there's the longer rectangular one. As you can see, it's like a cable knit embossing that's been done for you. They get used on the vertical card or the portrait shape card. And we have also all these die cuts. So you will get 5 in the set. I've already used one to create both of these cards, but you get the wreath and 2 flowers. Now, because this makes up 8 cards in total, you've got a spare. So if you've got your own card stock at home, you can easily make further cards using that spare set, or you can use it to decorate inside the card as well. Your choice. And then we have all the card bases. Now there are 2 styles. One is with the brass foil on the front is vertical, and one is horizontal. And so you can do mix and match. You can make your cards, as I said, a mix of both, totally up to you. Just so that you're aware, and I'm hoping you can see that, they do have a little bit of a distress. This is a homemade type look on both the front and on the back of the card base, because we are sort of giving it a stitched homespun look with the cable knit and the twine. So just so that you're aware that it does come pre-distressed in certain spots, and so don't be shocked if you see that, because that's just part of the design. Also in the kit, you get 2 sheets of foil, let me just see, sentiments, as well as 2 banners in each, and they're in French, German and English, as I showed you before. So in this one here, we've got peace, we've got the joy, and when you use the joy, don't forget the little dot above the J, and we've also got the word love in English. But as I said, amor, amore. If you have some other languages that you like to use, they are there too. We also have in the kit some stitched sentiment strips that we'll be using. You will get 4 larger ones and 4 smaller ones. In fact 5 smaller ones, because I've already used 1 each out of there. And envelopes. Oops. So all of the envelopes come with this printed insert, so you don't have to decorate it. It's already done for you. And don't forget to turn over your packet if you do get this kit, because on the back are the instructions. It gives you the pictures of what the cards should look like once they're finished. Inside, it's basic instructions. On step 1, take all the bits out, get them all ready. Step 2, do your stamping. Step 3, start assembling your clusters, and then 4, put it all on the card basis. But more importantly, if you don't have a ruler handy, down the bottom, because you do need 18 inches of this, which is, I don't know, 40 odd centimetres of twine, but you'll just use that twice to get your twine and be able to cut it. So it's a handy little ruler. Okay, and of course on the back it does have everything that should be included in the kit, so you can double check all your bits and pieces are there, and it shows you some alternatives as well, because once you have the kit, these are yours. You can do whatever you like with them. If you want to make up the standard cards, that's perfectly fine. And let's face it, at this time of the year when we're all busy, having some quick cards to assemble to give to family and friends can be a blessing. Alternatively, if you want to use some of the stamps and other bits, you can make your own as well. So I've just used the Stampin' Up note cards, and because I've got other coloured inks, I just put together a couple of little note card alternatives using the same stamp set. So the stamp set itself is very versatile, and of course it's yours to keep. So let's get on and make a couple of these cards. I'll just make one of each so that you can see what it looks like. So the decision is, do I go horizontal or vertical? So I might switch it up, and let me get the other one. I might do the lines horizontal this time. Okay, let me just set those aside. So I will start with this card first. So I'm just going to use my bone folder to burnish it. I also, with the samples, stamped inside, so you can do that first if you want to, or you can do it later. I'll just be worrying about assembling the front. So what I do need for this card, I need both of the floral die cuts. So you just push those out of the backing paper. I need the square cable knit embossed. I need my dimensionals. I need some twine already cut, which I've got here, so that I didn't waste your time. And let me just, I need one of the gold banners, and I'll use the word joy again, just so you can see how it all comes together. Oh no, what am I doing? I need one of these for the Merry Christmas. There we go. All right. So first things first, I tend to like to do the stamping first. And I'll just get my Merry Christmas stamp. And because they're photopolymer, one, they're a good quality, but two, it's easy to see through them and make sure you're stamping in the right spot. So when you ink, just tap, tap, tap. You should see ink is on the stamp. I'm just going to put this here so I can see it. And straight down, hold it for about 5 seconds. Give the ink time to transfer onto the paper. And then straight up. And there we go. Perfecto. Right, so I'll put that aside. So that's done. So to start assembling this cluster on the front, one of the things I probably should point out, that on the samples it has this cluster out to the side, but as you can see here, I wanted to show a little bit more of that floral die cut because I thought it was pretty. So I tended to extend mine and centered it on the card. It's really up to you. You may prefer it off to one side with a more square cluster, but I extended mine into more of a rectangle. So first things first, we need to get this twine down. And as I said, I've already used the instructions which said do this twice, which I've done. There we go. And there's different ways you can do this. Some people just wrap it around their hand and put it on the paper. I personally, and I'm just going to put a glue dot, I'll take the backing off. I personally prefer the figure 8 method. So let me just move this here so I don't get my head in the way. So I'm just going to start in the center, go up and loop it around, come down and figure 8. And around again, because you've got plenty of, let me just get that one back onto there. You just want to make sure you don't go outside of that square according to their instructions. And there we go. I can even extend that a bit further. So there, that's the part underneath where we're doing the twine. Next, what I want to do is assemble the banner, and then we will pop the die cuts underneath. So I'm just going to again put a couple of glue dots on the back, just taking the backing off. You could even use the dimensionals for this, but I just wanted to keep it relatively flat because it's going to get popped up quite a bit, and I want to make it easy to post so that the card doesn't get too squashed in the mail. Now we're just going to pop that down, make sure it's fairly even and straight. And one of the other things with any of these sorts of die cuts that get popped out of backing paper, sometimes they have those little chips on them. If you don't like them, you can just, I've got an old nail file that I use just to smooth that edge, and you wouldn't know it had that little chit on there at all. So the next thing is to put some glue dots onto here, and I'm going to do a similar thing. If I can pick it up. I'm going to have that so that it pops out the side that bit further, and I'll do the same on the other one, just a glue dot, and then pop that underneath in a similar way. The idea is that by the time you lay that down here and down here, they will be even. Right. So what I'm going to do now is put the dimensionals on the back, and this helps secure it in place. Just across here. So what you can see, I'm overlapping the banner and the die cuts so that they all get secured together. Let me just take those backings off. And now I'll put that across the centre. There we are. And again, I will put more dimensionals on the back. And you just need one in each corner for this one. And I've got my card base ready to go. I'll just take these off. And I don't know about you, but I find these everywhere. Okay. And it's up to you whether you want to have it on the left side. So I might just do that for this one. So I've got a slightly different sample. And there you go. So that's the first card done. So as I said, you can centre it, or you can put it off to the side. You can use the brass strips horizontal or vertical, whichever tickles your fancy. So that's one done. what we'll do now is the wreath. I'll just get rid of these little backings. We'll do the Joy to the World wreath card. So the first thing I want to do is take out one of the small little die cuts, and they are stitched. I am just going to run that across because they, being such a small piece, I can see those little chits. That may not bother you, but I'm one of those. I need to get rid of all those fluffy things. And I'm going to use the, where are we? Oh yes, Joy to the World. So I've got that already mounted. What I might do is just use a scrap of paper just to make sure it's stamping okay. Yes. So don't be afraid to, test your stamping, just to make sure there's no baby white fluff on it or anything like that. So now I just need to put this in the centre. Again, hold it in place for about 5 seconds. Give time for the ink to transfer onto the paper, and then straight up. And there we are. So that one's done. And the other thing that we need is the wreath die. So, which I have here. I'm just going to pop that out. And there's a trick to this one. Because it's not symmetrical, and I'll post a photo of the trick after I finish this. But what you are looking for, what I noticed to line this up so that I could see, let me just show you, so I could see all these nice printed berries without the ink covering them. What I found was this notch in the stamp right here lines up with that set of berries, and down here where again there's a little space, right, I'll use my pointy tool, right there, they line up with those berries. So if you can get those two lined up, the rest just falls into place. So let me just stamp that. And of course, it probably won't work because I'm on camera. Anyway, we'll give it a go. But that's the theory. That's what I found. The easiest way was to look for the notch in the stamp, on the inside of the stamp, line up those berries, and the rest, we're pretty good to go. You can even line up those berries down the bottom. So let me see if I can get this. That's close enough for demo purposes. Again, give it time for the ink to transfer. Press around the stamp so that you do transfer all that ink onto the wreath. And there we go. So you can see all the berries shining through. So as I said, use that little tip, those two inside trio of berries, line that up with where it's notched in the stamp. And as I said, I'll post a photo after this so that you can see that if you do get this kit and use that tip. Right, one more to go. There we are. So I think we're just about ready to assemble because we've got the stamped bits. What I do need is the word joy. And again, just, just be careful taking that out. I'm just going to pop that one out. My little dot above the J. There we are. Got that ready. And I need for this one the longer cable knit embossed piece, the rectangle one, because that will go in the middle. And for me, I just need to wrap this around and tie a bow. However you like to tie your bows, I'll leave that up to you. This is the way I'm doing it because I can always put some sticky tape on the back if I need to, but I wrap it around back to front because then the tails go down. So let me see if I can get that. No. Trying to. Camera's in the way. All right, let's try again. Take 2. There we are. All right, sorry if my head was in the way. I needed to be able to find that little thread. Okay, so then we can fuss with it later, but and make that smaller. But basically, that's what's going to happen. And then we'll seal that down with a bit of sticky tape if we need to. But first things first, I'm going to put the word joy across the... So I'm going to put a little glue dot right on the back of the J and another one on the Y, because I'm going to attach it to the top of the wreath. And it doesn't matter if it's straight or not. There we go. Put that there. And we'll do the same with the little dot. See if I can get that off. There we are. And we'll put that right there. Okay, so we're going to pop this up on dimensionals again, the foam. So just three foam dimensionals on the back of the wreath. I'll take those backings off. And we can adjust this across to the side a bit more if needed. And there we go. It's up to you if you want to put it higher or lower. In fact, I might move that up a wee bit. And just, you can gently peel it off. I'll move that up a wee bit too. I know, I'm being fussy. I'm fussing. I shouldn't. It's meant to be quick and easy. I'm fussing. There we go. All right, I won't fuss now, I promise. And the last thing I need to do, but I'm going to do that once it's on the card base. So now I'm going to actually attach this to the card base using dimensionals. Again, I'm just going to put one in each corner. And what you can do, if you want to keep that in place as is, I might just pop that down just a tad. You can even put a dimensional in the middle or a bit of sticky tape, but I don't actually need it. It's doing okay. So now I'm just eyeballing this into the centre of the card. There we are. And now just 2 dimensionals onto the little sentiment strip. And I'll pop that in place here. There we are. Just going to pull that out and make it a little bit more obvious. And I might just chop those tails off a bit so they're not so wild and woolly. And there we go. Second card done. Just pull. So they don't actually take long to assemble once you get going. In fact, let's just do that. And as I said, you can decorate them however you like inside, or use the alternatives as well. If you've got extra coloured inks, stamp a little flower in there as well in the red ink. So you can really jazz them up as much as you like, or just keep it simple. Make it easy on yourself. It's been a hard enough year, so just make it easy on yourself. So let me just show you, if you do like the ink spots, one of the other things that is on sale this Tuesday is the classic ink spots here on page 147 of the annual catalogue. Because most of the annual catalogue is going to be 10% off on Tuesday, you can get 8 colours and you can refill them with our standard refill for $42 less than 10%. So it makes it about $38 or something, $37 something or other. So don't forget that is in there in the catalogue. It is on sale. Or the actual kit is also on sale. And and the whole paper pumpkin kit that I've just put together is also going to be on sale. So I hope that helps. If you do have any questions about this kit, please let me know. And as I said, that you can make your own alternatives using the stamp sets and your own inks afterwards as well. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you. Bye.